Please welcome the moderator for this session, Bapak Iman Satria Putra Soekarno, Social E-commerce and Data Lead Marketing Transformation Lead Accenture. And now, please welcome our speakers, Ibu Angga Kumala, Marketing Director Indonesia, Mondelez International, Bapak Mahfud Effendi, Chief Marketing Officer, PT Infield Management, Horizon 8 Education, Ibu Astrid Surya Tenggara, Chief Communication Officer, MD Entertainment.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So we're at that interesting point of time today. It's not quite yet lunchtime, but coffee's wearing off. So personally, I'm little bit sleepy. So let me promise you this: the next 25 minutes is worth staying awake for. My name is Iman, and today I have the privilege of moderating three brilliant minds in what I think is one of the most blunt conversations you can have at any awards event. Because we're not here to just celebrate winners, but we're here to understand what actually made them win. Okay, so our panelists today spent 8 hours together in the jury room, debating, defending, and deciding what excellence looks like in Indonesian marketing. So without further ado, let's start. And I would like to start from the experience itself. So this question is for Anggia. What was it like to actually be in the Smarties jury room for a full day? And what surprised you most over the course of that judging process?
Yeah, thank you, Pa Iman, for the questions. I think before that, just saying hello to everybody, the marketing colleagues here, and also our partner. Thank you for joining us. I hope this is going to be insightful. So I think what surprised me, right? So just to give a context, I'm coming from a Mondelez company, which is snacking business. And also with the personal background of, personal care, home care. But even with that, what surprised me, there is still a diverse perspective in the jury room because the jury actually coming from different industries. So there is some cigarette industry point of view, there is some banking expert, perspective as well. So it's actually becoming enriching the discussions. Because what feels natural in one industry can be different to another, and we challenge each other. And what is interesting, because as a jury, right, there is a process of we are doing the online system first, which is very individual. It's really purely coming from our own judgment. But then we go into the jury room where we debate to each other. And that's what interesting because from your initial judgment, with that debate, with all, pointing out the facts and the supporting, relevant informations and insights, basically you can actually shift it towards something different and perhaps updating your judgment based on that discussion. So I think that is what interesting to me.
Thank you, Anggia. So it's the diversity of the room itself, right? That makes the debate richer and also in the process enrich the fellow jurors. Not despite this different industry, but actually because of it, right? Nah, Pak Puts, you come from a world where the mission is deeply human and grassroots, right? Like social impact backgrounds. Sitting next to FMCG giants and media leaders for 8 hours, did that feel like culture shock or did it actually validate something within?
Actually, I want to share my experience when we got into the room. Actually, I was quite shocked with how intense and invest the jury is. Everyone's like trying to, give a justifications on what they think is right. And I can assure you, we don't always agree into our decisions. Most of the time, we debate a lot. And most of the time, our decisions towards some criteria is actually changing along the way within that discussions. So I think, I do agree, like we get different perspective from a different industry and that amazes me. So sometimes also that we overcomplicated things when we judging something, but it turns out to be some other jury just tell, this is so simple because this is the intentions of this category, this is the criteria, and then we back to that root. So yeah, I think it's an eye opener with something.
Okay, I love that. So it's an eye opener, and I believe by the time that a winner surfaces, it's not a personal favorite anymore, right? Pa?
Yes.
It's exactly. It's a decision a whole room can respect. So agree on that. So that's a very different thing from voting, right? We actually do a lot of discussion, spirited discussion, as you say. So, so Astrid, you're from entertainment. You're trained to read a room, audiences, cultural nuances. What reading this particular room feel like for you?
Let's just say it's a very fun 8 hours. It was really fun. Kita buat di sini yang has submitted or going to submit to Smarties Awards. Kita tuh saya campur-campur ya bahasanya biar lebih seru ya. Jadi it's fun. Ada Pak Rohit juga yang selalu mengingatkan kita to go back to the precision and to the guidelines of what we are really looking at. But it was interesting that how impact is being measured differently from different industries. Maybe from entertainment, I really valued the storytelling, the emotions, how the story travels, how it's memorable. But maybe from the different industries, like the more into the measurable impact that they have. So it's very, very interesting that we are finally, after the discussion, being guided by the head juror, by Pak Rohit, by Ibu Shanti, we got go back to the precision, the scalability, and the measurable behavior change that is impacted by all those submission. So when we come up with our begitu dapat keputusan, okay, ini dapat gold, dapat bronze. Nah, itu tuh benar-benar udah yakin, saya yakin-yakinnya. Saking yakinnya kadang-kadang ada yang dapat 2 ya, 2 silver, 2 bronze. Karena kita cannot come up with that.
Remember when it was in the jury room kayak, tapi ini bagus juga.
Gak bisa.
Okay, another vote.
Yeah.
It was like a very fun.
And you see from the video, Mr. Gunnar was frustrated. And then Mr. Gunnar and Pak Rohit got into an agreement, and then we were like, okay, let's do this. So there was
Spirited discussion.
exactly spirited discussion, and we ended up with 2 silvers, 2 bronze, no gold, something like that. So I was like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
very-
experience.
You remember when I thought because the time is almost up, people energy were depleted.
No,
No.
no. No, makin sore makin panas.
We actually
Karena
have to-
nggak sabar, ini kok udah mau pulang tapi nggak setuju ya, gitu kan?
Yeah, I think perfectly put, yeah. What I'm hearing across is that the jury room isn't a monologue, it's a spirited discussion.
Yes.
And clashing and collisions of expertise, right? So we walk out together with the verdict that the whole room earned together. Nobody's having one strong voice over the others, right? And now, given all that richness, all of that debate, all of those different lenses in one room, what does it actually take to win, right? So let's go there. If we were giving guidance to future submitters, the brands and agencies in this room today, what consistently make a Smarties entry stand out? Not just as a strong campaign, but as a strong case in the jury room. So that's very important, right? Aputs, let's start with you on this one. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so mungkin campur-campur juga. So when you give that submissions to us, remember that we're judging so many entries, right? So don't just dump us with fact sheet or data, but truly knows which category that you are submitting your entries. So know that for sure, and then explain to us what is your objective with your creative. What problem that they're trying to solve. If they're serving a certain target market, how do you come up with that conclusions? Bring us through with your decision-making process. And again, definitely because consider this just like an ads, right? Consider us just like the target market. So I think you need to present this in the best way possible. And I think so far, I think video might be the best possible way to explain it to us. So explain it just like an ads to us. Convince us. Why does it matter for you? Why does it matter for the consumer? What problem does it solve? And again, back to what categories that you are trying to win for. So be focused on that one.
Great, thank you. puts, I think it's very clear, right? So first is it's not enough for you to do well on the campaign, but to also package it and tell a good story with it. There's also need to be a category fit. Don't submit in a category that you might not sure that you'll win, right? You better focus off on a key category that you know that you have an edge. Essentially, make it easy for the juries to champion on your behalf. That's what Pak Aputs is saying. So Astrid, in entertainment, you live and die by whether an audience to choose to keep watching. So does that same instinct translate into how you read a Smarties entry? And what does standing out look like through that lens?
I would say something that I agree 100% with Pak Aputs. And from entertainment perspective, yang stood out, yang bikin kita nengok, itu tuh yang bener-bener kayak, bukan kayak case study. It's just like a story, a very nice storytelling that you want to follow. Jadi kayak, it's great entertainment that you want to keep your eyes on the screen. It's the same like what my CEO, Pak Manoj Punjabi, always say. If you want to tell somebody something, you don't preach to them, you entertain them. Because when you entertain them, they will remember. And that is actually one thing that is interesting because all of us, well, not Pak Iman, but we have to go through around 75 submission kan.
I had to go through 150.
Iya. Nah, kalau walaupun dicatat-catatnya ya 75 itu ternyata ada beberapa yang memang tanpa kita harus mencatat memorable. Contohnya punyanya Bu Anggia ya, Milky Way, Oreo itu kan sampai sekarang juga kita masih ingat ya kan. Dan somehow those memorable ones are the one that actually got an award. Because it speaks to us emotionally and it doesn't just, I don't remember the fact sheets, but I remember the story. And that really works for me.
Great. So the data can help the juries make the judgment, but at the end of the day, it's the story that makes us remember, right? So essentially, Aputs and Astrid are pointing at the same thing, but from different lenses, right? The entries that win don't just impress, they pull you in.
Yeah.
And it's not about the fact sheets. That's important, but it's not just about that, right? You're hooked, you follow the story, and then the business case will land almost effortlessly. Now, Anggia, you laid out 4 non-negotiable pillars, right?
Yeah.
Very structured. So for the brands and agencies in this room planning their next submission, where do most entries actually fall short across those 4?
Yeah, so basically there are 4 key pillars, right? The first one is actually strategy. Second is execution. Third is creative. Fourth is business impact, right? So now, I think the best storytelling, while perhaps Astrid here is saying about entertainment, but the best case basically delivering these 4 and this is non-negotiables, right? So when it comes to strategy, coming from a brand perspective, and remember, we are a diverse jurors, right? So you need to think that the jury doesn't know anything about your brand, your problem, what solutions that you are going to offer, what consumer tension that you are trying to overcome. So be clear on that one and that nuance of your brand so that it is clear why you come up with the strategy. Because we will not debate your strategy, but if your strategy is not well understood, we are confused on how to evaluate whether the executions is actually answering the strategy, right? So be clear on the strategy, call out boldly on what you're trying to do, and then executions-wise. So sometimes some big brands perhaps trap into, oh, I have so many executions that I want to highlight, right? Because I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. But when you're trying to submit in one category, you need to remember what the key executions that are relevant to that submissions. Hence, it's no need for you to recap everything because the submission is going to be very long. But clear highlight on what are the key executions that make it matter. The last one is actually business impact. So maybe you're right, Astrid saying, yeah, maybe facts you will forget. But when we finally come sitting in the room and trying to really shortlist that, we refer back. we refer back to the data points, and that is when the business impact can be even more powerful, because the debate is actually, at the end of the day, okay, great campaign, but what is really the impact, right? So, and I think the watch out there is that remember to use the common standard of measurable, whether this is media, whether this is business, using the common standard like, is it about growth? What is your market growth? Is it growth is high enough according to industry? When it comes to penetration, what is the penetration? What is your brand penetration? So that we can see, because 10 points in one category is different to another.
Correct.
So bring that relevancy that the jury can understand how impactful it is would be very useful to make your case basically just stand out. So that's the four non-negotiables that should be delivered in a case. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So there we go. Okay. So I think we need to expedite on that, but very clear, Bu Anggia. It's actually deceptively simple. It's just hard to execute properly. So how does the process itself hold up under all of that pressure and debate, right? So that's why we're going to talk a little bit about the jury process. One thing people are usually always curious about, and I think some of the people in this room are too, is how the judging stays fair and credible. So this is the main theme, right? From your perspective, what gives the Smarties jury process its integrity, from scoring and discussion all the way to recalibration and eventually the final decision? And for right now, Astrid, let's start with you.
So, as you can hear from our answers, memang kita tuh benar-benar dari industri yang sangat berbeda, ukurannya masing-masing beda semua. Jadi dengan adanya struktur dan dengan diversified industry in one room, I think it gives the winner, like ini kalau udah menang sih, we can really stand behind it. The integrity is there because of the structure and the diversity of the people that are actually judging it. And it's very clear because we have scoring pillars, we have category definitions, we have recalibration. So kita nggak pernah judging based on personal taste. Dan bahkan di tengah-tengah penjurian pun kita di tengah the heated debate itu, lama-lama oh iya juga ya, benar juga ya, kayaknya ini bagusnya seperti itu, dan we change our minds after a few discussion, and I think that what gives it the integrity.
Great answer. So structure is as a safeguard, not a constraint, right? The scoring pillars, the recalibration discussions, the category definitions, they are what keeps the personal taste from becoming that verdict, right? There are clear metrics that we are beholden to. And that tension between your instinct and criteria is what actually makes the final decision stronger and defensible. So, Anggia, you actually navigated something more personal than most in that room.
Yeah.
Your own campaign was shortlisted.
Yes.
So, walk us through what that experience was actually like.
Okay, so I think talking about integrity, when we review all the submissions, we actually declare whenever we have a competing submissions. So if I'm coming from a snack brand, I wouldn't be able to judging other snack brands. Yeah, the system actually blocked me out because I declare it, right? So that's one. Second, in the jury room, when it comes to the competing submission, I wouldn't say anything because we want to ensure that the quality of discussion is not interrupted by competitive interest, right? Although for me, it actually doesn't really apply because I admire any submissions, including from my competitions anyway.
Yeah, I think you said something positive
Yes.
instead.
So I'm actually saying, can I say something but positive here? And then they said, if positive can, then I appreciate my competitions, right? Because I think why not? I mean, it's a fair world, right?
Exactly.
And the third one is actually exciting because it was my campaign that being reviewed in the jury room itself. So it was an Oreo submission. And actually I have an option to exit the room so that I shouldn't hear any feedback from my peers, the jury experts. But then at that time I was like, let me hear about it, right? Okay. So I just have to keep my face and everything neutral. But basically we have a choice to just exit the room if you don't want to hear anything. So I think that was an interesting because there are like two angles.
Yeah,
whether this is towards your competition or this is towards your own
submission.
Right? So I think, and I'm living proof of the integrity of the jurors, basically.
Yeah. Great, great. So that takes a particular kind of integrity to declare the conflict, stay accountable to the process, and the bell ringing. So we're gonna have to move forward faster. So that's not easy. Aputs, you're the last to weigh in here. As someone who was also navigating that room with your own lens and your own biases, what's your read about what ultimately keeps the whole system honest?
Yeah, I think I'm the last one to wait here. I think Bu Anggia and Astrid already mentioned all of them, but I think the one component that helps us to keep intact with the integrity and honesty, and also the mechanism of the process is actually the MMA team itself. So I think Pak Rohit and also Pak Guna, right? And also we have that booklet that citing all of the categories and how
Yes.
it is being calculated. So they always bring us back as a guardrail to that process. So no matter even if we like the vibe, even if the number so fantastically on the screen, but again, if it doesn't connect with the requirements for that particular category, they will remind us
Yeah.
on that requirements.
Great. So basically, fairness isn't passive, it's design, right? All of the systems that are in place are built to exactly do just that. And what I find most interesting is that going through the process doesn't just shape the outcome, it also shapes the people inside it. And which brings me to our actually final and perhaps most valuable question. After spending a full day judging work across categories and industries, seeing the best, the almost there, and everything in between, what is one learning you're already taking back into your own organization, and how might it shape the way you build or evaluate campaigns going forward? Now, Anggia, let's start with you. And I have a feeling you might have some myth busting to do.
Yeah. So allow me 3 myth busting, all right? The first one, it's not right that the juror is actually the key determinant to whether or not your submission is winning. The key determinant is you yourself. Knowing your campaign better, knowing the strengths of your campaign, knowing the metrics that matter is what makes a case is a solid submission. So, myth busting number 2. I think there was a suggestion before. Choose one category that fit most, right? But
Correct.
for me, it's the opposite. The myth busting is that if you believe that your submission is so strong, because there are cases when one submission or one big campaign can fit into different categories, submit them, But be sure that each submission is actually, personalized or tailored into fitting what the category is looking for. So you can actually submit more than one whenever
So
it
it's
suits
not
you.
just submitting every category, right?
Not
Just pick
everything, but pick.
and personalize for
And
that category.
personalize, correct.
Very important.
Myth busting number 3. Only big brands win or only big budget wins. I think I hear that comments as well, right? But I think it's a different output. If you are a big budget, what you get is rich. You can do media boost, right? But if it's quality that we are talking about, is the engagement rate. It is the completion rate. So it's a totally different KPI that can prove that you actually deserve to win, even if you're not a big budget submission, for example. Yeah.
I love that. So 3 myth busters in one answer. And honestly, myth number 3 hits the hardest for me. It's not about the size of the budget. It's about the relevance to the category. My mic is dead. Now it's turned on again. It's not the relevance to the category. A smart, focused campaign from any industry can punch above its weight if the submission does its job. Now, in that note, Aputs, you work in social impact marketing, where storytelling is the currency and resources are often the constraint. What's the one thing the jury room genuinely challenged you to go back and rethink?
So I think that sounds like oftentimes when we work, especially in the social impact industry, like in education or previously in social commerce, we tend to create a campaign that, it looks good, feel good, but does it really make an impact, right? So I think that is what keeps on ringing on how that a good creative should not only like feel good for the audience, but also making a real impact, making the numbers move, And then the second one, I think that I also realized and wanted to implement is about the surgical precisions of the creative. So how the creative is actually being planned and executed in a way that just like Bu Anggia say, it doesn't matter whether you have small budget or big budget, but that planning, that surgical precisions, what problem that you're trying to solve, right? And how you deliver those solutions. I think I'm gonna implement that on my team.
Great. Great answer, Pak. So it's not just we do good work, but could also we defend this in a room full of the sharpest marketing mind, right? What does good really mean? So Astrid, last one to answer. Storytelling is practically second nature in entertainment. But it sounds like this experience reframed what the story ultimately needs to do. What's your biggest takeaway heading back into your organization?
So my biggest takeaway after being one of the judge in Smarties and being in that room of interesting discussion, it's if you see all the submission, it's all about memorable storytelling that has a clear impact and has the right numbers and growth and market share that can prove behind it, that can back the good story. It's not just a good story without facts. It's a good story that can be backed by numbers. So my biggest takeaway is seeing every submission, how they are very, very good in telling their story is really teaching me to lift up my standard in my movie making. Yep. Yeah. I make sure that when we are doing a movie, we gotta have those moments in that script that actually can be submitted in the Smarties. So yeah, that is my biggest takeaway.
Amazing. All right. So purposeful storytelling with accountability, right? Not just did people love it, but what it actually changed. And I think that's the real return on serving on the jury. We don't just sharpen ourselves by evaluating great work, but we can also raise the standard of the work that we'll accept from ourselves, right? So the jury room doesn't just define excellence, it challenges every single one of us to go back and build it. So with that, I think we can conclude this session. Please join me in thanking Anggia, Mahput, and Astrid, the three jurors who didn't just judge the work, but they clearly let the work judge them right back. Thank you.